Well, hey there, YouTube. It's Petey Two Finger. Gonna be hopefully doing some editing. I've got a whole remote from last season. I think we did pretty good too. That's different music than this folder, which I've already made 4 remote videos from that. So coming up shortly here, there's going to be remote videos. I'm waiting on parts to arrive for 2 guitar projects. So I'm going to be taking a break. My hand is completely numb, and I get this from time to time. It started around Y2K when I was an aerial cable splicer. And I say that not like I was the guy wearing the gaffs who could run up the telephone pole and I was all buff. I was carrying a ladder. It was a crew of just a bunch of losers. Most everybody, including the boss, was on blow. I was not doing cocaine at that time, but I was drinking beer, that job, I first purchased a 14.4 Ryobi drill, and then I got an 18-volt drill. And the process of gripping that drill and giving it everything you have at this right angle to core the cable, where you're holding this 850. It's about the size of a D battery, a little bigger, the cable, and it's not very flexible. Like I could hand bend. Like I bent a cane and put a hook in it, and that's what had the motor and the disco ball on my paddle boat. For anybody kind enough to watch the Crazy Boat video, which shows all that project that was 11 years of my life, that electronic project of the boat, which featured a lot of custom wiring. I did something called wigwag, which is multiple relays. And I could go on that forever, but the point is using this drill, giving it everything I have, all of my strength, my hand would be completely numb. Now, if you sit with your hand below your heart, or you work it like spin, like force the blood to rush to the extremities, you'll regain some feeling. But like, when this happens to me, if I mouse, if I put my hand up like just near my heart level and mouse, my hand gets so unbelievably numb. So it's not conducive to doing any type of work or talking on the phone. Okay, I'm missing these 2 fingers. I do not like using my left hand for anything. I like having a glove on my left hand. Then people make Michael Jackson jokes at me. My own mother, who it was totally her fault, up to a point, but she put me up in this position of doing this job, cutting the grass at the church, that I never would have wanted to do it, because her husband, my dad, and all the other guys in the church didn't want to do it. So she just elected me, forced me to do it. I did not want to do it. The lawnmower was broken. And in the process of me tinkering with it, I lost my fingertips on my left hand, which was the defining moment in my life. So a little bit of personal info on me. I cannot touch these fingers on anything. If I accidentally wrap them on a table, you'll hear me make a sound equivalent to getting kicked in the nuts. It hurts so unbelievably bad. They're really sensitive to temperature and touch. So if it's a slight chill, these 2 extremities, they go completely numb from cold. Now, I was mousing a lot recently. I did some editing where I'm editing for 12 hours plus. That's the thing. It's one thing to take a camera and hit click, and then hit click again, and then take your mouse and hit click, and then hit click again to upload it. It's another thing to do what I do, which is edit video. And it's another thing to edit video on the level that I'm editing on, meaning there's transitions every couple of seconds. There's transitions that are special effects. There's special effects on the root footage. There's brightness and contrast editing on every image in the video, and color adjustment. Okay, now it doesn't always, I'm not saying, oh, I'm some great photo editor, video editor. I don't always do a good job at it. Sometimes I end up going back because I ruin the footage by tinkering with it wrong. My point is, until you've edited video like that, where you wake up and you go to bed, 10:30 at night, you're taking your first piss break and you haven't eaten. It's difficult for you to comprehend how mousing could affect you, but it can. And that's where I'm at today. Yesterday, I removed 2 window unit air conditioners. How long do you think that took?
I think we were on our way to get them washed at 3, so we started at probably 2 something, or 2, and then we were done, I think by like 9, it was like we were done with putting them in and
7 hours.
Sealed up.
Now, you remove the air. There's 2 plywood slabs that go, one's on the inside of the unit, one's on the outside, and there's foam rubber in between as an insulation. So there's 4 lag bolts that go through with huge washers for like security. Yeah, let's just set that down. Thank you very much, honey. So, hey, did we get cracked black pepper?
Oh, no.
I've got this.
Well,
It's really neat.
What we're going to have to do is, I see it, if I want to buy stuff to put in there, it's like $7.
What?
But if you buy the pre, do
Yeah.
it pre.
What about going to GNC?
Home Economist? I don't know.
Yeah, go to GNC.
Well, it's Home Economist. Well, we'll see.
Go to Home Economist.
But yeah, this thing is like probably $2 at Aldi with it already pre in there.
We could do that too.
But then you can't put it.
So yeah,
The air.
we had to switch the airs, and we don't switch the plywoods because one of them has a fan system with a sliding trap door to seal it off when you don't want to use the fan, and a screen system to prevent. So we had a bird nest in there. So the air conditioners were off by an inch, which required I had to do woodwork on one, and then I had to saw the other one. Or wait, I think the other one just fit. Yeah, so it was that. And then taking the air conditioners apart, you put a plastic bag over the box, the brain box where the electronics are, throw them in the trunk, drive them to the car wash. This is where you squeeze the lever and it's a power washer, and you power wash the radiators. And then there's, it had been done, last time it had been done was 7 years ago. I used to do it every season. But there was like about an inch of sediment in one of them, which that one, the water was starting to come back in the unit. And I had packed like a pair of long underwear underneath it, which was like rotting out. I had no idea. So the point is, when I say we had to do the air conditioners, it's a monumental job. Like, I cannot walk. I've got muscles on the tops of my legs are all completely blown out. This is worse than a remote. I could not stand erect when I woke today. I had usually it'll be the first couple of minutes I'm hunched and then I can stand up. Today it was a couple of hours. I had to be hunched. Now I just got up once to ask for a Raymond, and I'm telling you, I am not in the mood, and I'm not going to be doing anything. I'm taking time off. I've been working and cleaning up in this place. We barbecued last night, which is a huge thing with the smoker, and then cleaning it and putting it up, and like I was taking garbages out at 4, 5 in the morning. So my body has started to really play a lot of bad tricks on me, and one of those, I used to have ingrown toenails. Now I have ingrown fingernails. So last night I cut I don't know, you could see I cut last night. The only ones I don't have to do are my bad fingers that have been reconstructed. So that's something that I do when I get X amount of wine in me, because you score it on the top and then you flip the X-Acto over and you go underneath. And then once you've cut through that art of having the X-Acto upside down and running it under your nail, that hurts. You do it real slowly, but try to as quick as you can, because it's a piece of metal on that flesh underneath your nail, and it really hurts. You have to have wine is what I use. So once you get that cut and pried back, you go in with this and rip them out, and then it's pour alcohol, isopropyl 90, which really hurts. And I still get a little bit of infection. It's like 2 days where there'll be some nasty stuff going on in there, and it hurts. So that's where I'm at today. I can't play guitar. I can't use a tool. I can't use a mouse. I can't use a phone. So if you think I'm dodging you, I'm not really dodging you. I'm just in really bad shape. You can't imagine how bad of a shape I'm in today. You may think, oh yeah, I've been there. No, unless you have herniated discs and you live with chronic pain and you did something like what I did yesterday, and you fucked up your hand for life, where if you exert yourself, you get this numbness. You really can't understand why I'm unable to do anything. So if you called me and you left messages and I'm not returning your calls, it's because I can't fucking do it. I can't talk to anybody on the phone today. I physically can't hold the phone. My hands need to be below my heart level. You know? When you add the fingernail pain, each one of these cuts are infected. It's there's only so much of this stuff I can take, which I like to mix ibuprofen with acetaminophen on top of the morphine and hydrocodone that I take. So yeah, yesterday was bad news, but we had the air on low and we had the thermostat turned down, and it was beautiful in there. It was way worth it, because the air conditioner that we had was older and it just wasn't cutting the mustard when we get these 95 and 100 degree days specifically. When the weather is in the 80s, 85, yeah, it was fine. It would get it cold in there. And we've got food for a couple more meals. It should be, if I don't gorge myself, if I have just 2 little pieces of ribs, So I'm done with the pedal board. I'm sure I talked about all this, and I'm sure I made a video yesterday saying what we did, because it was the biggest day of work that I've done since 7 years ago when we did that job, because it's a nightmare job. It's an absolute nightmare. Taking one of those air conditioners apart's not really a big deal, but there's 25 fasteners, and then at the end there's maybe
4 from each one.
15. Yeah. All right. Don't feel that I'm dodging you. And send me some goodwill, good vibes, some healing spirit is what I need. So if you're out there and you have a Vero tool, that's what that is. It's not a prison shank. It's a tool to do Vero cuts with. I want just to explain and be clear with that. That wasn't a joke. That was a tool that I made that I really, once I had it set in there with the epoxy, I didn't want to send it. I wanted to keep it because I really like that handle. I just got that handle. I had it for about 2 weeks. And it was a Phillips screwdriver that I kept at arm's length like this that I decided to sacrifice. So I hope you get some use out of that tool. That's what it was. I didn't think that I needed to explain it. I thought that it would be, you would realize that the day that we spoke, you said you had blisters on your fingers from using a drill bit. And I had mentioned speed bits, which, honey, would you go grab those speed bits?
Oh, yeah.
I ordered some and they came and I used one of them and it would not cut through a 2x4. Now this particular 2x4 looked like it was kind of dense and it was a pre-drill for a drywall screw. And my pre-drill, I go with the inner diameter. So not the thread, but the inner diameter of whatever fastener it is. That's how I gauged that out. So it was probably like, I've got them here, they came in. It was probably this one or this one. And this is what I mean by speed bit is you can just chuck this in your chuck. You don't have to, it just pops in. So these, I'm not sure if just that one that I used was bad or that was a funky 2x4. It seems like I might have got burned, that these are, they were $7 for a whole set, which seems pretty affordable. But typically, stuff like this, usually it's pretty good, these Chinese tools. I know I hear contractors and they'll go like, that's garbage. You use it one time and throw it away. That may end up being the case with these. Can you get a drill bit sharpener? I don't know. I've seen those things. I have no idea if they work, how they work. But my plan is I want to watch both of the Paddington movies. I've never seen them. And I heard Paddington 2 is really, it's supposed to change the way that you'll think about how you live your life. It's real sad. Heat. I think it's like 1994. Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer, and Tom Sizemore. Been watching Tom Sizemore movies. Heat's like 3 hours long. Then there's the documentary about Trey Anastasio, who is the guitar player from Phish. I've never seen Predators, which is 2010, Adrian Brody and Walton Goggins. And I think there's a couple other things on my watch list. So yeah, that's my plan. I'm going to be watching movies. I'm not going to be answering the phone. Maybe I will edit some video, but I'm not plugging in my soldering iron. I'm not going to be working. And I can't apologize for that. I can't. Just like I can't apologize for sending links to people. That's, I'm here on this couch pretty much my whole existence. So if somebody were to send me links of something that they made or they thought was cool, I would take it as an honor. I wouldn't take it as, if I watched all the links people sent me, it would be 50,000 hours or something like that. So we have to take an impasse at that, because that's who I am. I send people links of stuff that I think they would like, because I'm here watching YouTube for my entire life. And I do run into stuff that I think is interesting. especially if it's content that I have created. So that's just who I am, and if that's going to rub you the wrong way, then, well, there's nothing else I can say to you, because that's who I am. And that's what I do. I send links to people. So if that's too much for you to watch a 5 to 10 minute clip once a week or once a month, I don't know what to tell you. But I certainly refuse to apologize, because that's who I am. And if we are friends, you probably know that I will consume your content and I'll comment on it. And usually you won't have to ask me to do that. You won't have to send me a link. That's just what I do. It's comment. It doesn't make me less of a person to comment on your video. But when it's the other way around, I think it is. I think that people have a hard time with that. Some people do, other people don't. I've got a small group of regulars who have been unbelievably supportive of me. And you know what? That's really what I need. You know, I guess I'm weak. I guess I'm clout chasing. I'm just a horrible Instagram kid, or whatever you want to call it. But the fact of the matter is, I take the time to document a lot of stuff. I know a lot of times it goes overboard and I go way too long, but it is what it is. That's who I am, and I certainly cannot, I don't feel the need to apologize for being who I am and wanting to share that with people. All right, you two, take care of yourselves. Try to stay cool, and peace.